welcome to Pick and Preserve. Great to see you. This episode is kind of about keeping your eyes open. When you're out there foraging for things to make into pickles, jams, chutneys, preserves, whatever it is, you're going to come across other trees, bushes, shrubs that are not in fruit or season now, but they will be later. So you want to kind of keep a note on that. So you might be out foraging for some elderflowers, but you come across an apple tree or a crabapple tree or a rosehip bush, and you think, well, that's flowering, but it's not fruiting, but it will be in a month or 2 months' time. So you've got to make a mental note. So we're just talking about making maps. If you like, draw on a map, mark up the little bushes on your local area. You can get your kids to do that. It'll be really good fun. Drop a pin on a map if you're more digital. Make a note in a notebook, put a note in your calendar, a reminder. 2 months from now, go out looking for sloes because they're going to be in season. And where was that great sloe tree that I saw? So yeah, it's just about keeping your eyes open and keeping a broader perspective, not just what you're looking for now, but what you're going to be looking for in the future and where you're going to find that. So let's get out there looking. Okay, this is a great example of a blackthorn or sloe bush. You just see the new shoots have come out, the flowers very early in the season, and they're now forming into these little round green balls, which will turn into a sort of dark black purple, and they're the sloes that will be ready to pick those come late autumn, really. It used to be after the first frost, but don't seem to get frost these days. But anyway, there we go. We'll be back picking sloes at another point. You can see the really aggressive barbs and sharp spikes on this the blackthorn, and if they puncture you, they give you a really nasty, almost sort of septic wound. Not totally septic, just inflamed and pretty uncomfortable. So you've got to be careful when you're picking sloes. And you can also make a beautiful drink called épinay. It's a French cocktail or an aperitif from the shoots and the leaves, new shoots. We've just probably passed that now, but I made some earlier. I'll show you that when we get back another episode. But yeah, there we go. The blackthorn, pretty ubiquitous, and plenty of them around our neck of the woods anyway. So keep your eyes open for those later on in the autumn. So when you're out foraging, keep your eyes open for other plants, things that you're maybe not interested in right now. This is dog rose or briar rose, and this is what produces rose hips. So it's very easy to identify because of the flower, and obviously it's got little spines like a rose, a little hooked thorns on it. But yeah, so as you're going along, just make a mental note, or even make a note in your notebook about the locations of these things, because they're going to be useful later on in the season when rose hips are in fruit, and we can make jelly, and we can make infusions with that. Same, lots of brambles here as well. So again, I mean, they're everywhere, I suppose. But just keep an eye out for these things and make a note of them, and we can come back to this part of the world when this will become rosehip. Okay, so here is a crabapple tree, and there's lots of fruit on it. So we'll be back here later when they're ripe and ready to pick. But yeah, just got to keep your eyes open, see what you see on your walks. If you've got a dog, you're walking, or just out looking around. And yeah, there's an abundance of stuff to be had. This is a burdock. And the roots can be used to make a root beer, dandelion and burdock, although it's actually illegal to dig up plants. So without the landowner's permission, you shouldn't go around digging up plants. But if you get the permission and you dig it up, you can clean up the root, boil it with dandelion roots, which again you can dig up with permission, and ferment into a root beer, a lightly alcoholic fizzy tonic, if you will. Right, what we've got here is it's actually a cherry plum tree. So it's a member of the plum family, but the plums are kind of the size of cherries, slightly larger cherries. Taste like a plum, look like a cherry. They come in a red or a yellow variety generally. I happen to have been watching this tree over many years, and at one point I got an absolute bumper crop. So look at the leaves there, of amazing cherry plums, and probably for the last 4 or 5 years, nothing at all. And there's been no flowers on it this year, so I'm guessing the same. No fruit to speak of this year, which is a shame because it's a great tree. It's actually very large, isn't it? You can get an idea of the scale of it. But yeah, it's a big old tree. But we'll have to wait for another year to get the fruit off that. And here, believe it or not, is a whole hedge of plum trees. Yeah, I mean, these fruit in the autumn are prolific, and so yeah, another thing to keep on your forager's mental map of where to come. So, there we go. Keep your eyes open, think to what's coming into season, look to the future, and happy foraging. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you back here for more of the same soon. Take care.